This is a box of the finest junk that money can buy, courtesy of a random seller on eBay. Now, for those of you who know anything about me, and there are a lot of people in this world that think they do, without realizing, of course, that they are someone who is most definitely wrong on the internet, those who do know anything about me and have the facts right will know that I love eBay. I hate the company. I would tell you they're every bit as evil and stupidly operated as something like Facebook happens to be. But I love the kind of stuff that you can find out there. All sorts of junk just waiting to come to you for the right kind of price. It could be yours if the price is right. Trademark infringement, here we come. Anyway, folks, I discovered a couple months ago, just for the sheer heck of it, during someone's live stream somewhere, that you could type in the phrase computer junk on eBay and you'd come up with all kinds of interesting stuff. A lot of what you find is actually Japanese Nintendo Famicom systems. I hope I'm pronouncing Famicom correctly. It's the family computer. Something that Nintendo sold, basically an analog to any of the various Nintendo Entertainment Systems that have sold here in the United States. But I believe that the Famicom was actually more capable. Sooner or later I'll get it right. I should fire my writers because they're not really helping me out. Anyway, for some reason someone has decided to flood eBay with what they describe as Famicom junk. I have no interest in that sort of thing, but I looked around for a while and I did find some things that struck my fancy, and so the moment that I had any money, what did I do? Oh yes, I did. I bought a box of random junk on eBay, and now in what is probably the worst unboxing video you will ever see on YouTube, I'm going to unbox it for your viewing pleasure. I'm going to see if this kind of junk is of acceptable quality. That's right. I may even play with my junk here on YouTube. I can't believe I just said that on video. Anyway, I have a General Motors box opener right here. I've actually moved up a little bit in the world. This is a Buick General Motors box opener, a little bit better than the Chevrolet one I normally use. So we'll open this up right here on my bed, because that's the best place in the world to open a random box of junk, don't you think? And we'll just see what's in here. This junk looks to have been very well packaged, at least so far. To make sure that I'm actually falling within the realm of view on the camcorder here, the field of view, I guess I should say. Alright, what did I get? This was mine for about $20, and I think you will probably agree there's $20 worth of junk in here. First thing that we have is a Microsoft USB computer mouse with a scroll wheel. No doubt a very nice piece, pretty clean. I'll bet it works. There's a heavy-duty toggle switch from Dorman, an automotive parts company. You might know these people better as the company that markets the Help branded parts. I think those used to be sold under the Motormite name, but it was the same company. All sorts of unobtainium stuff for cars that nobody else makes anymore, especially if you drive a late 70s Cadillac. You'll probably be very familiar with the headlight mounting assemblies that Dorman still sells to this day. A multimeter! And I'm really depressed to see that the battery is obviously dead in it. This is one of those freebies that you get from Hazard Fraught Tools, but nevertheless it still might be useful. A USB cable of some kind. This is A to B or B to A. I never can keep the ends straight on these. It's not an extension, but I think this is about 12 feet long. Could certainly be very useful. Some random hookup wire. Looks to be about 16 gauge, I'd say. Again, could be quite handy if you want to hook something up. A cellular phone charger with a USB end on it, which is good because being as I'm one of those unusual people who does not own a cell phone and pretty much hates cell phones with a passion, I think the latter is actually less unusual than the former. I wouldn't have much use for this otherwise, but it's got a little USB connection on it, so that might come in handy for something. A timer. 2-pin, probably just suitable for controlling a lamp or something like that. I would imagine that it works just fine. A telephone cable of ever-dwindling utility these days, but if you're like me and you actually have a landline phone and you think that landline phones are wonderful, well, there you go. You can hook one up. Here's another one of the same. I think there's like 3 of these in here. And these are some earbuds. I'm not going to stick earbuds in my ears that have belonged to someone else, so those are probably going right straight into the electronics recycling bin. This is another set of earbuds, probably lamentable things, even though they've never been used. I hate earbuds. I don't know about you. Maybe my ears are unusual. We'll just talk about everything on this particular video. It'll be a stream of conscious rambling. That's what it'll be. I don't know about you, but when I stick earbuds in my ear, they only go in like maybe 1/3 of the way, and they exert painful pressure on the inner portion of my ear opening. There's probably some medical term for that, but I'm not a doctor. Shoot, I don't even play one on TV. So I have no idea what that term would be. I have a tablet sitting right next to me. I could probably look it up. I mean, Google already thinks I'm a very interesting person. Hey, there's another phone cord. An Ethernet patch cable. You can never have too many Ethernet patch cables. A light socket of some kind. Looks like this is supposed to... let's just bring this up to the camera here, because this actually looks like a pretty cool thing. This is branded... Come on, you silly thing. Focus. Focus. Alright, am I going to have to override you? I guess I'm going to have to. Let's see. There we go. It's not too terribly out of focus. This is branded as being by Rodale. We'll put it back in automatic focus here just so you can watch it go all blurry. And I think what this is designed to do, I think if you unscrew this, I think maybe you're supposed to lay a cord in there. And it looks like it's got 2 prongs on it here. You're supposed to probably split the cord down the middle, separating it into 2 individual wires. I think you're just supposed to lay these in here, and then you screw this back down, and it pierces the wires, and then all you have to do is screw a light bulb in there. I wouldn't use this for like a 1,000-watt bulb or anything like that, but that could certainly have some utility. Make a little test lamp out of that or something. Could be very handy. Might work very well with the dim bulb tester that has been one of my eternally in progress of being assembled projects that I've never quite managed to get finished. But yeah, that thing could be quite handy. I've never seen anything quite like that before. I've seen the plugs that just have a door on the back of them, or a piece that applies pressure to the cord after you've laid it on the pins that will cut into it. Let's go ahead and take a look at the rest of this junk. There's another USB style phone charger in here. Could be handy for something. Cut the end off of it and you've got a nice 5-volt regulated power supply. Here is a USB extension that says Logitech on it. This is probably for some kind of a wireless receiver or something like that. I put this off for a very long time. I've needed to get around to this because I'm sure the seller would like me to give them feedback. That's something I sure wish more people were willing to do on eBay, especially as a sometimes seller. I find that most people don't bother giving you feedback, which I just don't understand, because it's what you're supposed to do on eBay. It's how the community was designed to work. And this, of course, is a DVI. Let's see, DVI-D or DVI-I? This is DVI-D, digital only signals. And the way you can tell that, if again this gosh darn camera would only focus, which it will because I will tell it to, that's right. You can tell because there are 4 pins that would normally sit, that's still not really in focus. There are 4 pins that would sit around this one wide pin here on the left side of your picture, and those pins ordinarily carry the analog VGA signals. So this cable can't convey those, but hey, if you're using a DVI cable to start with, you probably should be using a digital signal for the best possible picture quality. And then there's this, another set of earbuds. I'm not sure if these have ever been used, but again, I hate earbuds, so alright. And finally, the most useful thing inside the box, an outlet that's been slightly stained by paint, but hey, maybe I could use this somewhere where I don't really happen to care what the actual outlet looks like. I'm assuming that it's in good shape. I wonder if I have something here with a power cord on it that I could try plugging in. There's a lava lamp over here, but I fear that the cord runs behind the desk where I can't actually get it. So here's what I'll do, because I'm such a professional video producer. I'll pull the outlet strip out from under my bed, and I'll unplug the light I was just using to shoot video with. Oh yeah, that outlet is still perfectly good. In fact, maybe it's a little too good. Okay, we'll plug that in again. I was actually going to use that outlet strip to test this meter, because it dawned on me as I was coming up here with the camcorder that I didn't bring any low voltage sources like a 9-volt battery or anything to test this with. So what better way to test it than to plug in a meter of unknown provenance to line voltage and an outlet strip under my bed while the meter is sitting on top of the bed. Gosh, what could possibly go wrong? You know, setting my bed on fire, that wouldn't be a big deal. I could use a new one anyway. Of course, it's probably, the windows in here aren't big enough to throw the whole bed out the window if I set it on fire, so I probably better not do too much of that. It's a wonder I can even buy insurance, some of the ideas that I come up with. I think they might have actually taken the battery out of this. But I will report in the video description as to whether or not this multimeter works, whether the mouse works, and any of this other stuff that I happen to have utility for. But in the meantime, I thank you so much for watching yet another rambly video of mine, done in one clean take, in case you're wondering about that. I think it's time for me to go ahead and shut the camcorder off, because we are at 11 minutes and 15 seconds. That's going to take a while to upload that raw video file to YouTube, especially on my sticks and Tinder connection. So I've got to say that I am very pleased with this box of junk that I got on eBay. I'm very happy with my junk. Which is something that, again, some of you have been here for a while undoubtedly know quite well, because Lord knows my house has got enough of it. That's why I need more! More junk! I'm sure that some people will not catch the sarcasm that is intended in that commentary. Seller did a wonderful job of packing this, and I got it quickly. It came from South Carolina to here in maybe 2 days' time. So, that is a complete look at a random box of junk that I got off of eBay. I want to thank you very much for watching it, especially if you actually did, and you're not just here to say, first, second, third, da, 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 da. If you'd like to leave a comment with some actual substance to it, as always, I am interested in hearing what you have to say. So thank you very much for watching, and by all means, certainly do feel free to leave a worthwhile comment if you happen to have one.